I want to talk more about how to leave what's going on out of the equation. I'm so good at getting myself into a place of appreciation and finding things to feel great about in so many other areas in my life, but I keep having to put myself in the what is action. I keep having to take this same action journey over and over and over again.
Why?
Okay. I'm an actress, and I feel like I've been on the brink of huge success for several years. And I must be doing something right, because I keep getting myself to a place where I'm right up to the very end, right up to the end of booking a huge job over and over and over again. And I see how I'm just creating that again and creating that again. And so you're creating not getting the part? Yeah, I'm really good at it.
And do you think that, we understand your beginning question, we think it's a really good one, how can I take what has been happening out of the equation?
Right.
Because each time I don't get it, somehow that becomes another piece of my vibration, which seems to affect it next time.
Right.
So do you not get it every time? Or do sometimes you get it?
Sometimes I get it.
But the clarification that just went on in your mind is, but what you get isn't what you really, really want. So there are some ways you can go about it. You can amplify your awareness that sometimes you get it. And you can remind yourself that there have been a whole lot that have broken through into something really big that were at one time getting the kind of things you're getting. Mm-hmm. That's one way of making peace with it.
I have been able to I have really gotten a feeling of feeling appreciation for where I stand now. And I can really soothe myself. It's easier for me to go it's easier for the other stuff to be activated, for the frustration and that stuff to be activated, but I can soothe myself. There's a little part of me that's afraid that I'm deluding myself by soothing myself. That yeah, it feels really good in the moment, but what if there's something stuck in my vibration that is
that sounds like you don't trust your ability to choose. In other words, that sounds like you're questioning whether it's all right for you to get to want what you want. And we can only say it is certainly perfectly all right for you to want what you want. And we think you've said something very important. We felt arise from those who were listening in as you said it, that you are afraid to soothe yourself for fear you're just pretending, and we sort of played with all of you earlier when we said it's interesting how you've gotten crossways of your guidance system to the point that you don't trust if it feels good that it is. Sometimes people will say to us when we are attempting to soothe them about anything, Abraham, I'm afraid to make what is okay for fear the universe will think this is all I'm asking for. And we want to say to you, remember, there are 3 steps. Step 1 was you asked for something different from this, and the universe heard it and answered it. So it's not possible for you to soothe yourself in step 3 and have the universe misunderstand what you've been asking for in step 1. Step 1 and step 3 are different steps, you see. So the soothing is always good. You said something else that's really powerful and important and wonderful that you're acknowledging it, and that is, I can bring myself to a place of feeling good, and I do it on a lot of subjects, but on this subject, it's easier for me to feel frustration. Mm-hmm. And we want to say to you, it's logical for a number of reasons. Anytime you really want something that isn't happening, you're going to feel some of that discord. And that's a good sign, not a bad sign, because it's an amplification of and you can consciously acknowledge that it's an amplification of the fact that you really want something. Did you hear us earlier? We broke into a whole new place, and we said the reason that frustration shows up, or stronger, shows up when you have found a new desire that you're not up to speed with is because you have hacked out a trail for the whole universe to move to, and for some reason the physical part of you is holding yourself back from it. We think that's grounds for frustration. In other words, but can you see how it isn't until you're unwilling to let the frustration be the order of your day? In other words, until you decide, no, I'm going to feel good, period. I'm going to feel good because I want to feel good, not because feeling good's going to get me what I want. I'm going to feel good because I want to feel good. I'm going to feel good because I want to feel good. We've seen so many of you, you are certainly not alone in this, who have found a variety of intense and less intense ways of torturing yourselves through the years. In other words, you all just put up with a whole lot more negative emotion than your non-physical counterpoints. Thus, the feeling of negative emotion. In other words, the whole reason you feel negative emotion is because you're going to a vibration that your inner being won't go to. So, if you can just constantly try to get all this into perspective. Now, why is it I feel bad? I feel bad because I'm not getting the big job I want? No. I'm feeling bad because I'm focusing on not getting it. It's not because I'm not getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. It's on the way to me. The universe has lined it up. I felt myself on the brink of it over and over and over and over and over again. I'm feeling bad right now because right now I'm not letting it happen. Right now I'm not letting it happen. Right now I can do something about that right now. Now, all of this is offered to your very serious plea about how can I leave what's happening out of the equation. The way you let the action, or you leave the action out of the equation, is by caring more than life itself, because it is life itself, about how you feel. You really have to leave everybody else out of it, though, because everybody else out of it. Because when you care infinitely about how you feel, then there are a lot of people that you're not going to want to talk with about it because they haven't made that progress, you see. So ramble just a little bit about your powerful work and let us feel the vibration of it, and then let's see what you have to do to soothe it.
Okay.
And we don't doubt for a moment that you can soothe it now. We don't even doubt that you can do a good job of it here in front of all of these people. We would like, however, to take it to a new soothed place, and we would like you to be the one who does it so that you can show yourself that you can do it.
Great.
Just ramble.
Okay.
No right and wrong. Just ramble until you get some jumping off point, and then work to make yourself feel better. So you say you're an actress. What does that mean in this world today? We're priming the pump
Okay.
here.
I am an actress. Well, okay, here's what's great is that, all of this auditioning that I do, the over and over and over and over and over again, is shooting off. I'm amending what I thought that I wanted, over time and time again. I see what's great about the hardship that's happened. That's bad.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Before you go further there, we want to say to you that this isn't something that you can't overcome, and with relative ease. We are certain of that. But we want to point out to you that you may very well be in the hardest place that exists anywhere in satisfying this question that you've so wisely put before us: how can I leave what is out of the equation? Because you are playing in a game where you audition, where people look at you auditioning and decide how they feel about you auditioning, and decide by their standards whether you are appropriateness to do, by their standards, what they're asking you to do. So, and here comes Abraham, smart aleck that we are. You have to not give a rip what they think.
Right.
You have to do it for the fun of it. You have to go to the audition because you might learn something new, or go to the audition because it's just fun to go, or because you're liking to hone your craft. You have to get this sort of almost arrogant, I really don't give a rip what you think about me, because what I think about me is what sets the vibration out into the universe, and I'm just playing this game because it's more fun, frankly, to come and do this audition than it is to stay home and clean my bathroom. I'm here doing this audition because it's sort of on my path of what I think I want to do, and I like playing in this game, and I like picking up information, and I like learning. But what you think about me, you who think you're choosing me and you who think you're hiring me, has very little to do with the whole of all of this. I'm just sharpening my teeth on you. You're wanting to, that's sort of the attitude that you're wanting to have. In other words, I don't even know if I want this stupid job. I'm just here because I said I'm an actress and it's something that came up, and I'm not even sure if it's right for me. In fact, I'm here trying to figure out if I even want to do this. So in essence, I'm sort of interviewing you. So what you think about me is really irrelevant, because if I'm a match to this role, you're going to pick me. And if I'm not a match to this role, I wouldn't want you to pick me. And this is just my way of sort of picking through the daisies. In other words, no big thing here. And you really want to practice getting to that place. Imagine how someone who has been an actor for some time, who is a place now where they can command multi-million-dollar salaries for any project that they are embarking upon, who is now at the point where they only want to work if it really, really suits them in lots of ways. And imagine their attitude when they're going to check something out. In other words, would they go feeling like, pick me, pick me, pick me?
Of course not.
Or would they go feeling like,
you'd be lucky to have me.
And or, I'm not sure yet until I work with you and see what you're like and get some information about the project, whether I'm really wanting to play in this arena or not, but I'm willing to give you my time in order to figure that out. And meanwhile, it's a good way to fill time. I think I'm going to have a good time. This is getting out and mixing it up is the way we make contacts. It's the way we work in this business. It's sort of the way it unfolds. But my happiness does not live or die on this interview. I'm just here. I'm just here to see what unfolds. Sort of like when you go to a wonderful restaurant to have a wonderful meal, your life doesn't depend on whether it's good or not. You hope it's good. You hope the best cook showed up that day. You hope their description on the menu was sufficient enough that you could make a good choice for yourself. You hope you're going to enjoy it, but you don't die over it. In other words, it's just a way to spend a couple of hours today, you see. That's sort of what you're wanting to get into. And in time, you'll start looking forward to the opportunity to have the experience rather than caring so much about the outcome of the experience. And when you're giving off those kind of vibes, you'll be exactly what they're looking for much of the time, you see. They want someone who's sure of themselves, and you are much. But we want to go back to something we said earlier, because this is a sore spot for you. We're asking you to take everybody else out of the equation, and they demand that they're a big part of the equation. And we don't want you to tell them what you think doesn't matter. We just want you to know that what they think doesn't matter. How many people have you read about or heard about that have zoomed to the top in this field and many others who have piles of rejection notices? And sometimes they sort of like to crow about it. They like to say, oh, you rejected me and looked how good I turned out. And that's sort of what you said when you said you'd be lucky to have me. But that's not really the vibration you want going either. In other words, that's the revenge stage of the emotional trail, you see. And so what you're really wanting to say is the universe matches us up, and and all of this wonderful opportunity has given me, as you said in your very good words, has given me an opportunity to launch clearer and clearer rockets. And so I'm pretty sure now, at least for now, of what I'd like to do. Helpful?
Very, very helpful. I think a big distinction that I've gotten today, because I do have moments where I've started to taste those feelings that you're talking about,
Yes.
going in these rooms and just feeling.
One nice thing about going for so many interviews is that now you know the drill. And now you're not so invested in it. And so now there's a level of confidence and calm that's coming over you. And you've been assigned to enough of the projects that now you're expecting that some of that can happen. And we want to say to you that those rooms where you're picked for those roles are not different than the other rooms where you're picked for the other roles. In other words, you've made your way into the business. You're in there now. You know what to do. You've got your vibration going. Now it's just a matter of relaxing and letting the universe yield to you what you really want. And we think that part of the reason that a lot of this hasn't been unfolding for you in the way that you really wanted is that so far what you really want hasn't been offered to you. And it's not because you're not ready for it, and it's not because they won't be pleased with you. It's just because you've gotten accustomed to the vibration as it is.